My rich ex demanded I hand over my car since he paid for every date we ever had. When I refused, he mocked me, saying, "You could never afford this lifestyle without me." He posted online that I was a gold digger. I uploaded proof of every gift I gave him and said, "Enjoy explaining your broke Playboy persona." I met Nathaniel in New York City when I was 32. I worked in marketing, and he was a 35-year-old investment banker. We met at a charity gala in the Upper East Side. He was charming and talked about his life on Wall Street. We started dating soon after. Our relationship was filled with expensive dinners, weekend getaways, and lavish gifts. Nathaniel often insisted on paying for everything. He said he wanted to take care of me. I appreciated his generosity, but I also contributed in my own ways. I bought him thoughtful gifts, supported him during tough times, and helped plan events for his family. On our first anniversary, Nathaniel surprised me with a black Mercedes-Benz. He said, "You deserve to ride in style." I was thrilled, but I offered to contribute to the payments. He refused, insisting it was a gift. A year into our relationship, I received a promotion that required me to move to Chicago. Nathaniel was not supportive. He accused me of choosing my career over our relationship. We argued, and I reminded him that he once admired my ambition. During one heated argument, Nathaniel demanded I return the car. He said, "I paid for every date we ever had. You owe me." I was shocked. I reminded him of the gifts and support I had provided. He laughed and said, "You could never afford this lifestyle without me." After our breakup, Nathaniel posted on social media, portraying me as a gold digger. He shared pictures of the car and made insinuations about my intentions. Mutual friends reached out, some supportive, others skeptical. Determined to clear my name, I compiled evidence of my contributions throughout our relationship. I shared receipts, messages, and photos. I posted a detailed account, highlighting the mutual nature of our generosity. I concluded with, "Enjoy explaining your broke Playboy persona." The response was overwhelming. Many rallied behind me, criticizing Nathaniel's attempts to tarnish my reputation. He deactivated his accounts, and the whispers faded. In Chicago, I embraced my new role. I found solace in my work and the vibrant city life. I traded the Mercedes for a modest sedan, symbolizing a fresh start. I realized that true luxury wasn't in material possessions, but in self-respect and independence. Reflecting on my journey, I understood the importance of mutual respect and clear boundaries in relationships. Generosity should never be wielded as a weapon. I learned to trust my instincts and value myself beyond the validation of others. To anyone facing similar challenges, remember, your worth isn't determined by what others give you, but by how you choose to stand tall amidst adversity. Things didn't calm down for long. A few weeks after Nathaniel disappeared from social media, I got a call from a mutual friend, Elena. She sounded nervous. "He's talking again," she said. "Not online, but at the office, at bars, to anyone who will listen. He's saying you forged receipts, that you're obsessed, that you're stalking him." I almost dropped my phone. I was hundreds of miles away in Chicago, building a new life. Stalking him? Seriously? I didn't even have time to process that before HR from my job asked to speak with me. Someone had submitted a tip saying I used company funds to buy personal items and that I was being investigated by the IRS. The accusations were baseless, but the stress? Real. My boss knew the tip was garbage, but policies are policies. They had to review everything. I didn't say anything publicly. I figured he'd stop if he didn't get a reaction. But he didn't. Nathaniel started emailing me from burner accounts. Some of them were just insults. Others? Creepy. Like he was watching me. He mentioned the color of the dress I wore to a conference. That I got coffee with a coworker. He sent a message that just said, "Cute how you laugh at everything he says." I started looking over my shoulder all the time. I changed my number. I told my building's front desk to not let anyone up without calling me first. I put in a request to move apartments. That was the moment it hit me. He wasn't just mad about a breakup. He was trying to make me scared. And it was working. I tried reporting the harassment, but nothing stuck. The burner emails didn't trace back to him. No direct threats. The police gave me a case number and told me to keep collecting evidence. That was it. Then one night, I opened my door and saw a flat box leaning against it. It was a canvas, wrapped in clear plastic. I took it inside, opened it, and my stomach turned. It was a blown-up photo of me and Nathaniel on a vacation in Miami. He had drawn on it with a red marker. Big X's over my face. A word scribbled over me, fake. There was no note, no return address. I called the police again. They came out, took photos, asked questions. Same thing, no prints, no surveillance footage from the hallway, no proof. That's when I snapped. I hired a private investigator. He wasn't cheap, but he was good. I gave him everything, screenshots, emails, the canvas, even old texts from Nathaniel. Within 2 weeks, the investigator found a pattern. The burner emails were being sent from Wi-Fi near Nathaniel's new apartment in Tribeca. The package? Dropped off at a UPS store 2 blocks from his gym. I gathered everything into a file. I sent it to my lawyer. And then I posted again. This time, I didn't just defend myself. I laid out everything. The harassment, the false tips to my job, the threatening messages. I even blurred the image of the canvas and posted it with the caption, "Is this what a heartbroken man does? Or is this something else?" I didn't mention his name. I didn't need to. People knew. People remembered. The post spread fast. My inbox flooded. And then, out of nowhere, I got a message from a woman named Lila. "I dated Nathaniel before you," she wrote. "Everything you're saying happened to me too." She told me how he turned cruel when she started pulling away. How he sent her fake invoices claiming she owed him for damages to his property because she broke up with him. How he messaged her new boyfriend threatening to expose her as a liar and a cheat. She never went public. She was scared. I asked if she'd be willing to talk to my lawyer. She said yes. A week later, 2 more women reached out. This wasn't a bad breakup anymore. This was a pattern. A long, twisted one. I sat at my kitchen table, looking at my laptop, at my phone, at all the receipts and messages and call logs. My hands were shaking, not from fear, but from something sharper. He wanted to control the story. To paint me as desperate, dependent, dishonest. He had no idea I was just getting started. 3 days after I spoke with Lila and connected her with my lawyer, something strange happened. I came home from work to find my building manager waiting in the lobby with a maintenance guy. "We had to enter your unit," he said. There was a noise complaint and water started leaking to the floor below. I rushed upstairs. My apartment was a mess. My kitchen faucet had been turned on and left running, with a towel stuffed into the drain. Water spilled over the counter, soaking everything. My paperwork, mail, even my laptop on the dining table, all soaked. The maintenance guy shrugged. Could have been a break-in. Door wasn't forced, though. But nothing else was taken. TV? Still there. Jewelry? Untouched. Only personal things were ruined. Photos. Documents. My backup drive. My laptop. It wasn't theft. It was a message. I checked the locks. No sign of forced entry. That meant either someone had a copy of my keys or access to the building's master. I reported it to the police. Again. Gave them my suspicions. They didn't have much to go on. The officer said, "Do you know anyone who might want to scare you?" Yeah. I gave them a name. Nathaniel. But still, no action. No warrant. No arrest. I moved into a hotel for a few days, just to breathe. To feel safe. And while I was there, I got another email. Subject: "You can run, but you can't hide from who you really are." No name. No signature. But attached? A voice recording. 10 seconds long. It was me. On the phone. Laughing. saying he thinks I'm just going to roll over and disappear. It had been recorded at my office, at my job. I replayed it over and over, and the pit in my stomach got worse. I started looking around every room, wondering where he had planted something. A mic? A tracker? A camera? I had the building swept by a private tech security guy. He found a small device stuck behind the vent in my home office, a microphone. Nathaniel had bugged me. That crossed the line from harassment into criminal. Now my lawyer had more than just words. We had evidence. Real, physical proof. I filed a restraining order. Sent the court petition. My lawyer sent a formal cease and desist. And yet, the next twist hit even harder. My HR director called me in. An anonymous tip, she said. They claim you're having an inappropriate relationship with a client. That you've been accepting gifts in exchange for favorable treatment. I stared at her, stunned. She was kind, but firm. We don't believe it, but there has to be an internal review. That's when it clicked. Nathaniel hadn't just wanted revenge. He wanted to destroy me. Not emotionally. Professionally. Reputation. Career. Safety. He was coming for all of it. I went to my lawyer's office the next day with a plan. We're going public, I said. But this time, it's not just a Reddit post. I want a full story. Real exposure. I want to warn every woman, every employer, every friend of his who thinks he's just a charming, misunderstood guy. We drafted a press-ready version of the story. With Lila's permission, we added her experience. Then another woman. Then another. 3 in total, each with similar patterns of behavior. Each with receipts. Then the investigator found something new. A shell company registered under Nathaniel's name. Its only transaction? Paying for the microphone installed in my home. Paid in cash. Shipped under a fake name. But the P.O. box matched his old building's mailroom. That was the tipping point. And that's where I am now, on the edge of launching this bombshell. It's not about hurting him the way he hurt me. It's about protecting the next person. He thinks I don't have the guts. He thinks I'm still scared. I gave the story to a major independent journalist who specializes in corporate corruption and abuse cases. She wasn't just interested, she was furious. Said she'd seen men like Nathaniel before, dressed up in charm and fake kindness, hiding the damage they leave behind. She asked for every file, every screenshot, every recording. I handed it over. The story went live the next week. It was called The Wall Street Charmer Who Couldn't Handle Rejection. It named no names, but there was enough in the article for anyone in Nathaniel's circle to figure it out. 3 women. 1 pattern. Harassment, stalking, manipulation, and tech surveillance. The article included blurred images of the canvas photo, screenshots of the burner emails, a quote from the investigator. Even a lawyer's note confirming legal action was being taken. It exploded. People shared it everywhere. The comments were full of women telling their own stories. Exes who wouldn't let go, men who used money as a weapon, quiet threats that turned into real fear. The journalist kept everything anonymous, legally clean. But those close to Nathaniel knew. And they turned on him. Within a week, he was suspended from his firm. HR couldn't ignore the firestorm. Clients started pulling away. 2 of his ex-coworkers even contacted my lawyer, admitting they'd heard rumors and seen red flags for years, but never stepped in. One of them forwarded an internal email chain Nathaniel had started, one mocking my first Reddit post, joking about how easy it was to control the narrative. We added it to the file. The best part? The police finally took it seriously. The planted mic in my apartment, plus the shell company and receipts, were enough to start a criminal investigation. They got a warrant. They found more devices. One of them traced back to a shop with video surveillance. The footage showed Nathaniel picking up the equipment. He was arrested. The news hit his circle like wildfire. His name leaked. A follow-up story named him, now that the case was official. His family? Embarrassed. His firm? Cut ties immediately. No severance. Just a statement saying, we do not tolerate this behavior. But it wasn't all wins. I got messages. Some blaming me. Some threatening me. I lost friends who thought I'd gone too far by going public. And I'll admit, there were nights I wondered the same. Did I let it go too far? Did my anger make things worse? But then I'd remember the canvas. The emails. The cold fear of walking into my own home and not knowing what he'd done this time. And I knew I didn't go far enough. Not for what he did. Not for how he made me feel like my safety, my life, was just a game he could control. He pled guilty to several charges: unauthorized surveillance, harassment, and obstruction. He's on probation, under court watch, with a permanent restraining order against me. He can't work in finance again. His reputation is burned. No company wants him. Lila and the other women, they're doing better. We still talk. We became a strange little sisterhood, tied together by the same storm. As for me, my career survived. Barely. I had to switch departments, deal with endless HR meetings. But I'm still standing. I moved again. A new place, a better one. More secure. Cameras everywhere. Not because I'm scared anymore. Because I know what people like him are capable of. I drive a different car now. It's not flashy. It's mine. People still ask me if I regret anything. Yeah, I do. I regret ever letting him think he was the one with power. Because the day I stopped being scared of him was the day he lost everything.